yeah, you know what? It's one of them mad times now for me. I feel like Snoop Dogg. Remember when Snoop Dogg was on trial? Or OJ Simpson? The man on trial waiting for the verdict. That's what I feel like. Because this is the time of
Yeah.
year where I normally get the CSA letter through in it for the year, like my yearly down payment, like my
Oh,
breakdown
okay.
payments and all that. So this is a time where
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the jury to deliberate and tell me what I got to pay for the next 12 months. And so this is like, it's like a peak time for me. And I know as well, based on last year's last year went, I know that these are going to be
Mm.
mad peas that I'm paying out this year, and it so it's a bit yeah, I feel like OJ, man, OJ waiting.
How does it work though? Does it increase with inflation or something like
No, so
that?
it's based on your gross salary, but my job
Oh.
changed dramatically, like, and I got like a
Mm.
mad. So basically, because all my in the union, everyone kind of like, not
Mm.
to bore anyone listening, but um with the union, basically they won like this pay award thing. So basically, my
Mm.
pay that I should have been getting, they had to bring it into like what's that word where like they bring it like level with everyone else's pay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got leveling up
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
So they
Yeah.
done that. So then I got all that back pay. So then
Oh
it's a
well,
madness.
it's not even
Yeah.
your
So it's
piece.
not even my
Yeah,
P's. The gross, remember, it's gross, not net. Gross. So even my
yeah. That's
tax,
what I mean.
national insurance, my pension, all that gets included. So I'm gonna bring someone. I want to try and bring someone on here that's like knows about it as well, because it'd be a good conversation to
Mm.
have with someone, or even us, but both of us together. But yeah, it's a mad, like, I'm literally OJ. I'm like that. I've got Johnny Cochran sat next to me. I'm waiting for the verdict because that letter's coming any day now. Any day. It's always April. And the smart thing about them, they always give you like, they give it you in April, but it doesn't start till like June. Do you get me? So they give you like 2 months just to
Uh,
warm you up.
to get your
Yeah,
shit
they warm
together.
you up nicely as well for 2 months. But yeah, it's mad because I was talking to someone about this. Yeah, just quickly, slightly off
Mm.
topic a bit, but I was talking to someone because like they want to pay, but they can't pay, and it's a mad situation where like obviously they're not with the mother of their child.
Mm.
They work full time. They're a single person, so they have a single occupancy. That tax reduction thing. They have. But then
Yeah,
all the other
yeah, yeah.
bills is down to him. All of it, he's got to pay himself. He's got to pay everything, and then he's still got to go to work. He can't do overtime, and you can't do overtime because if you do that, they take more. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's
Yeah.
in a catch-22, and he wants to pay, but he physically can't afford it in today's world. Do you get what I'm saying? So
No,
it's
I
a
hear
mad
you.
one, man. There's dads out there that don't pay, won't pay. There's dads out there that want to pay, but
But
can't,
can't.
and they're the ones that are always targeted. Like, they're the ones that people talk about online. Oh, they're wookless, man. They don't want to do nothing for their kids. Da, 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 da. Nah, man. Some people just
Mm.
literally, it's a choice of whether they're eating beans on toast, even though I don't class that as a meal before anyone tries to shoot me down.
Mm.
But it's one of them where you're eating like something mad, or you pay like it's mad. So then you shouldn't have the kids if you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
afford them. There's that argument as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a mad one, man. I'm OJ.
It's all messy. Messy. Messy.
I'm OJ with the leather glove right now. I should be OJ with the leather glove right now. I'm messing. No,
Oh
I'm
my
messing. I'm messing.
god.
I'm messing, man. But it's been,
you, you can tell this is a late
yeah.
recording, isn't it?
I'm not going to do any madness, man. No, I'm not going to do any madness this week. But
Like the end of the last episode.
no, I'm not going to do anything mad this week, and I'm trying to be
Oh,
sensible. No, I did actually want to ask you something, a serious thing now, actually, rather than just like
yeah.
talk about madness that I'm not going to do. But did you see that stuff with KSI? Do you know who KSI is? And all of them kind of YouTubers and
Oh, I saw the I think that's when I saw the video, but the oh wait, no. Which one's
uh,
that? The countdown one?
yeah, that
No.
one.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
that one. Oh yeah, yeah.
Don't you think that was mad?
So I
Do you
thought
think that's mad?
uh yeah. Yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
I can't even understand.
Now, do you know why I brought it up? I'll tell you why I brought it up, because
Mm,
like, and I don't want to get into a mad conversation. It's probably like a topic for a different day, yeah. But it's just mad
mm,
how when you go through comments and you see people justifying that it was just a joke, and I just think to myself like, there's no way that you can't have that as a joke. And like, people have been, and I'm not saying this is wrong or right, but people have been cancelled. I think you sent me a tweet actually earlier. I'm gonna post it, but take out the person's name when we put this out. But they're right about the whole situation that happened in that community that we're not going to talk about here. But in terms of things like that, people are getting cancelled for that. And really, a lot of what he said was right. Do you know what I mean? But like, I know those KSI guys and all of them, they're going to come back in 3 or 4 months. Like, he's already posted a picture of him outside a mosque today, trying to educate himself. Do you know what I mean?
But just go away. Just go and do it. You don't need to. But the thing for me, because obviously we're doing a podcast and I don't mind them. I don't know what job title you call it, like the personality type people that are doing all the show. It's great. Like, I'm happy for everyone. But some of those things are bringing in some of the mad cultures that we're trying to get rid of, in the same way that kind of, you know, that kind of boys will be boys type thing, which I get. Like, that's quite vague, but sometimes when you watch it and you think, just got to be careful with, just like, be yourselves and all of that, but I just got to be careful. And that's the kind of thing where they'll be like, oh, it's just, you know, it's just banter and all of that. And it's like, no, because then we're getting on to other people about, you know, blackface and all of that is, that ain't banter either. So you can't
pick and choose, man.
But that was I don't know. The fact that he's even said it anyway, just telling me where his boundaries are. But that was mad.
Yeah, it was, man. It was. You sound like you need a nap. You been getting your siestas in.
Not today. I needed one today. We had training, so I couldn't. But
we got to pick up that conversation.
No, it's funny. It's funny, because you touched last time on not being able to sleep on public transport.
No, I can.
But it's funny. Oh, can you? Yeah, because I was going to ask you if you can, and you do it as well, like regularly.
I don't do it anymore.
When you're traveling, obviously.
Yeah, I don't really do it anymore because I don't travel as much. Like, I'm always in the car. But I'm going back to kind of what I said in one of the last episodes, when I used to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and like I used to pray that the train was empty in the morning. Do you know what I mean? You get on the train and you're praying that like the carriage is empty so you can just catch a little half an hour or something on the train.
Snoring and dribbling.
Yeah, because the amount of times I've woke myself up snoring on the train in the morning. But no, I think there's a time when you have to. I can't do it on planes. It's just weird. And I think that's more of like a phobia of like waking up and the plane's in the sea or something, and I'm not the best swimmer. Do you know what I'm saying? Wake up and like I've got like people's suitcases around me and I'm trying to like swim in the sea or whatever. But I think on a train, I have before. It's just annoying though, because sometimes I'm going to ask you this actually. Have you ever had someone sleep next to you and you're like, have you ever had that before? Or like, because I've had people where they're sleeping on me, they're trying to like sleep on me, like their head is literally like swaying like that. You see them like leaning, and you just have to give them the quick, the people's elbow, like the Rock. You have to just give them the quick one. And
yeah. None of that's gone. I'm not a pillow. Wake up. Like it's a simple.
Oh yeah, it's mad. It is mad. But yeah. Do you sleep on public transport?
I don't know, because I think my body. What time I wake up? Like 5:45, and then I'm traveling probably by about 6:50, maybe a bit earlier. So now I'm just awake and I stand up because I can't really do the job that I'm doing like half asleep, so I need to just be awake by the time I get to work. But before, like when I used to go to college and even like first few jobs, yeah, man, I'll be drawing them Zeds on the bus, on the tube. Like I'll go there knowing I've got about 23 minutes, so I'm gonna catch a 19-minute sleep. Yeah, I don't business, and yeah, I'm that person that's leaning up on you, falling asleep because I'm finished. So yeah, and yeah, you can find all kind of comfortable ways. I know, like which buses are a bit easier to sleep on because you've got a bit more like arm space, and which trains. and the plane, listen, I can go sleep on plane. Like it's it don't matter because I just like to sleep. Do you know
On
what I mean?
planes.
Yeah, I don't
Fuck
care.
sake, man.
Because listen, if I wake up and the plane's in water, I'm dead in it. So
I
at
said you don't care.
least I won't be
And
tired
so you
and
get
dead.
the best night's sleep ever. Best night's sleep guaranteed. And Premier
Yeah,
in
yeah.
slogans or your money back.
Mm. But yeah, no. Definitely, like sometimes the best place to sleep is the transport. Especially on a bus where it's like vibrating and just humming. It's like give you that little massage.
Said,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
the
cool.
vibrations. You know, it's mad though. Like I find with people, and I used to. So when I used to get the train every day, that long commute, I used to always like see you get used to the same people getting on your trains or getting off your trains or whatever, and it's mad because some people they don't get off at the last stop like Liverpool, so they would get on at like Birmingham. They would have to get off at like Stafford or Wolverhampton,
Like Runcorn or
or
something.
where anywhere else that isn't their last stop. Yeah, and it's like their body clock knew that they like the stop was there because like they'd be sleeping, yeah, and then like I don't know what it is, yeah, but they
Pop
just
up.
wake up, yeah, and then they're like fresh. They wake up, just bounce off the train, and you think, bro, like your body clock knows, like it's like because they say that your body clock is an alarm in it. Like if you tell yourself that you gotta get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning or 6, whatever,
Yeah,
9 times out
it
of 10 you'll
knows.
do it because your body, your mind knows it's got to be awake for that. It's a bit mad.
Have you ever overslept on a train and missed your stop?
Yeah, I have. This is going back years though. Like when and I
Yeah.
was in fact I nearly done it recently actually. Flipping hell. Yeah, I nearly done it recently. I got caught slipping. Like I was drinking all day drink session, and then I got the last train home in it. And you know what, cuz I don't even know how I got home this night because it was mad. Like I was that done. I was done. So anyway, I got on the train. And just by chance, again, my body clock must have realized, just by chance, I looked and like the train was empty. But I'm like, at this point, I don't even know where I am. I don't know what it is, what day it is. And I just got up and I just could just about see the sign of where I was. I thought, oh shit, yeah, I'm home. So I just quickly got up because the doors were about to shut to go back to like the other direction. But before that,
Yeah.
when I was like young, like I think I was probably in college then. And I remember I fell asleep on the bus. And the bus, anyone who's from Birmingham will know that the bus from Birmingham to like Merry Hill, which is in like Dudley, kind of like far, it's like a good next hour. And I remember I fell asleep one day and I ended up at Merry Hill. I'd never been to this shopping centre in my life. And I just remember waking up. And I don't know if I can say this, I'm not going to say it, but there was people that didn't look like me. There was just pure other people there. I was just like, well, where am I? Do you know what I mean? So I was like, bro, no, I need to get away from here, man, quickly. So I hopped back on the bus, and I'm sure it took me about 2 hours to get home. So I had to explain to my mum at the time, like why I'm home from. I might have been in school, you know. So I remember my mum. These times I don't think I even had a phone as well. So imagine turning up at your mum's house late. You're meant to be in for like you expected home at like 4:30 or whatever. You're rolling in at like 20 to 7. Cause you know the ones where you think I might just stay on the bus anyway. I might just firm it and
Don't
just
go
not go home. I'm out now. I may as well stay out and just firm it. But yeah, man, it is mad, man. Sleeping on public transport's dangerous as well because you find that people can do all sorts. You hear about mad stories of like, do you know what I mean? I think more so.
Yeah.
I think it's happened a couple of times up here in Liverpool where like there's been like some weird men of a night. Do you know what I mean? Or someone's coming and they're like sitting next to a woman or a man or whoever, and they're just touching them up. It's crazy. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. That's why I think now I'm more aware of like apart from when I'm drunk, but I'm more aware of like what's going on. If I'm trying to sleep, either the carriage's got to be empty, either I've got to be with someone, so I'm traveling with whoever. I might sleep a bit better then. But then if they go to sleep, we're both fucked. Because then, you know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta be careful doing it, man. 100%.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It reminds me. There's one time when I was on the way back from Central So any South London dons probably know the night number 3. So it goes from Central all the way up to like Bromley area, that borders of Kent. And I fell asleep on a bus. I think I'd been drinking as well. I fell asleep, but I did the same thing as you, where the bus had gone to Bromley and then back to Crystal Palace. And that's when the driver came and woke me up, because I was confused. Because I remember being asleep. I don't know where I was coming back from. It must have been Leicester Square. So I woke up at Crystal Palace thinking, okay, like 15, 20 minutes. I can probably just sleep for another 10 and wake up in 5. Because when I woke up, I was in Crystal Palace again. But there was different people on the bus. Like, not as in they changed and do you know what I mean? Like, there were people as the bus was leaving. And when I woke up again, it stopped. Then I asked the driver where we were going. He's like, "Oh, we're going back to things." So I just thought I'd wait. I was like, "Yeah, safe." So I had to get out and wait in the cold for the next bus to. It was about half an hour or an hour or something.
You know, that story reminds me of that time when I was with you and we were driving. How long were we driving?
You always want to bring this story up all the time.
I swear we was driving for like 2 hours. I was thinking, nah.
No, it was long. It was longer than that. Because what time did you get home? At 5. I think you must have left Uncle D's at 1.
Yeah, we left quite late.
I don't think it was that late. It was like late, but it was early enough.
I think it was still. Well, it was relatively early, you know. I think because we were gonna go kind of early anyway, and then we stayed obviously because we just wanted to stay. But I think
it's just after midnight. It's about 12:30, I think. But yeah, we got home. It was supposed to be no more than an hour. We got home. It was bright. I think it was like 4:45. It was like 5:30 because Premier League highlights was on. That's how I know it was early. It was like late in the morning, but early.
Birds were chirping, man. I'm telling you, like that was the one time I was gonna sleep, and I thought, let me just stay awake just in case you need my support, innit? I thought, let me just stay awake.
You know, it was. My head was hot because
we're
talking about Tom. You had to get your phone out. Remember?
You were stressed, man. And it was one of them ones where you sat in the car, you just don't say anything, man. Just look out the window.
It's because we just kept going around. I think when we got to Old Street and Shoreditch, and we just kept seeing the same thing, and there was roadworks there as well.
The tunnel was locked in it. The Blackwall tunnel was shut down.
Yeah, so we had to go some next way. Yeah, it was
crazy, man.
I feel like I got ill. It's one of them ones where you're like, all right, that's it. It's like Gremlins, innit? I'm leaving before midnight. It's long.
It was mad still. It was mad, man. Yeah. But what's your plans for the bank holiday?
Nothing. I'm just switching on the light. It's that weird time of day where
you're on that proper daylight saving thing, innit?
I know. No, it's the usual Easter stuff, innit? Just eating chocolate, cooking food.
It's usual stuff, yeah. Just eat chocolate, not go to church, do this, do that. Man said eating chocolate. It's mad that you associate Easter with chocolate like me, though, innit?
Yeah, but because the Jesus timeline with Christmas and Easter is all a bit vague to me, and I feel like they were running on a different calendar anyway. So it's just, listen, like everybody can do what they need to do, but for me, it's just rest. A 4-day weekend, I'm taking it. 2 4-day weeks, I'm taking it. Yeah, it's all good. You can get all different kind of chocolate that's different at Easter. Just while I've still got my teeth, I'm gonna take that. So yeah. What are you saying though? What are you doing Easter?
You know what? It's one of them. Like my brother asked me this yesterday. I was like, I only realized it was Easter. I think it was, Sunday, just gone. And then Monday I went to the shop to try and get Easter eggs and the shelves were empty. I was like, oh, nah, this ain't happening. So
don't say that because I need to go.
Yeah, I'd go. Unless it's anything like up here, but you got more variety down there, like more options. But we've only got like the as big Asda, got Sainsbury's, and then you got like Tesco's, like mini Tesco's, but like there's literally with no eggs. And if they had eggs, they were like them little tiny, the little tiny ones were like
the side.
Yeah, them little chupid ones. I thought, I can't bring them back for my kids. So, but luckily I got some.
So they get nothing.
Oh, no, I got some. I didn't get them, but we've got some now. We got some, but yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna do much. I'm just gonna take the time just to relax, man. And I told you anyway last week what I'm doing with the kids, but yeah, no, I'm just chilling, man. Just gonna chill, relax. Um, yeah, it's some good football this weekend, so I think I'll do that. I do want to, you know, I'm gonna be old actually. I want to cut my garden, man. Do my garden. That's what I'm doing this weekend. Cutting the grass, man.
I was gonna say you are old, but at the same time, I was thinking about washing a car this
That's what
weekend.
I gotta do that as well. No. Is this what I'm saying? Just
if the weather's good.
yeah, man. I think I got. Listen, I got a couple of days break, man. I'm doing that all on one day. Then I got 3 days to relax. I got a week. I'm off for a week, but I got 3 days, like the whole weekend to relax. But I wanted to ask you because I was having this debate with my wife before, yeah, and I was kind of like, because I'm obviously, you know, I'm not like mad religious at all, and like her side of the family are. They're not mad religious actually. Like, let me take that back. But they follow like Good Friday, you gotta eat fish, and I still do that. Do you get what I'm saying? But there has been a couple of times where man's just had a quick little certain. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of fish. So what I'm saying is, like, do you think like people still follow like religious, not traditions, because that sounds like a weird thing, like a tradition, but the religious beliefs that, you know, you should eat fish on a Friday and do this and go to church on the Sunday? And do you still feel that's a big thing? Or do you think people, like you just said, not saying that you just think this, but with the whole like, oh, it's just about chocolate and Christmas is just about presents?
And said I'm gonna burn in hell. No, joking. No, I mean, I'm trying to think. The census was saying that we're a lot less religious. In fact, there's more people that have a different religion or no religion than Christians, which is completely different to before. So I think when a lot of people looked at it, they've just thought, is this something I want to do? Everybody's got more autonomy and freedom to not do it, which I think is good in one way. Like, you should be able to make your own choice, but also it's quite sad in a way, because I think, like you're saying about if I'm going to church, there's a sense of community about it as well. Because yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, I could go church, but chances are I'll be playing some computer game or watching something, which really, if I think about it, I'm not being social. So I think people are generally less religious, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's not happening already, where you will still get the bank holidays, but things will just be open like normal. Like, you'll be able to just go Tesco on Easter Sunday. I think everything is open actually, apart from Easter Sunday and Christmas Day, isn't it? I think Easter Monday stuff's open and Good Friday stuff's open as well.
I think so. I think the majority of time, I think majority of time things are open. I still don't really understand. Like, I remember Googling about bank holidays ages ago, because I can't understand the concept of like a bank holiday. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't really.
Well, like where it came from.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to Google it now just so I can refresh myself. But
so you can test if I'm right, but my understanding was the bank holidays was when workers were trying to get more rights, because they just worked like 6 or 7 day weeks and wanted to get time off. So the banks allowed their workers to take time off to do social events. And I think that might be where maybe Boxing Day or something came in. It was to do with allowing them to go and play sports, then specifically football or rugby. But I don't know where I got that from. It's just some knowledge that is in my head somewhere that may or may not be factual.
I'm going to take your answer, because the answer that they're telling me here is a bit nutty. So
what are they saying?
Do you know what? It's not even a definition. It just says the term bank holiday refers to the fact that building institutions typically close for business on such holidays, as it once used to do on certain saint days. That's not really like that don't tell me nothing. That's just words. So I'm going to take your answer. It does sound right though. That does sound kind of right, I think. But do you think that, like, because obviously they got this 4-day week thing now, haven't they? With some companies saying like you can do 4 over 5. So some people are they're not necessarily getting a break in the week because they have to work those hours over the 4 days. But do you think that we will eventually either lose bank holidays because they don't really, we're struggling to understand what a bank holiday really is? Well, not me, struggling what a bank holiday is. Do they even serve a purpose, or is it just a case of you got a day off that you get paid for through work? Or do you think we'll get more bank holidays?
I've got a good follow-up question for you, but I'm going to answer your question.
You love
first.
doing that. Let's got a question for a
no, because
question.
you're making me think of something. So I don't think we'll do away with bank holidays simply because I think we have the least bank holidays of most places in Europe.
Really?
But there is a caveat to that in the way that we use our bank holidays, and that our bank holidays are defined, so we always have them. Whereas, for example, in France, the bank holiday can fall on a Saturday, so I think it's a specific date,
Right.
from what I can remember. So, or for example, like Christmas, if it's on Saturday, it's tough, innit? Like you got to go work. But if it's on a Wednesday, you have the day off. So, but they get more. I think they have 13 or 14. I think 13. So I don't think we have that many bank holidays anyway. And I think more places are going to start to do that, like 5 days or like 5 days worth of work over 4 days, because a 5 day week is stupid and it doesn't make sense. That's not like the official reason, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's kind of like when I was listening to something and they were saying, in football, why are there 11 players, or why is the game 90 minutes? And when you actually look back, it's just somebody thought that's what it is. So that's what they did. So I don't know. I feel like life is moving in a way where people want more time to do stuff and things are getting done. And no one really works that conventional kind of week anymore anyway. You've got a lot of freelancers,
Yeah.
a lot of people that do shift work. So it doesn't really matter anymore. But that was my thoughts. What about you though? Because your job is very much like it's quite traditional in terms of the hours and days and all of that. So where do you see it going?
I don't know, man. I think if anything, I think it will just stay the same. I don't think it will move or will get increased bank holidays. I know we've had them recently because wasn't it like we were thankful that the Queen survived for so long because we got an extra bank holiday.
The Jubilee.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, yeah, I knew it was a reason, but like, yeah, all that God rest the soul and everything and whatever else. Yeah, disclaimer. But but I think we got another one this year because of the coronation as well. Because of what's his name? What's his name? Not George. Charles.
Yeah,
Charlie Bob, man. But yeah, so I think we'll get the odd little ad hoc one. But in terms of the increase, I didn't know that about France and other countries in Europe as well. So no, I don't think they'll increase them. They'll just increase our hours.
But then, so this was the question I had for you. Do you think we have enough bank holidays? Not you personally, but as a country. I'm thinking of people in all kind of jobs. Do we have enough bank holidays? So I think it's usually 8 from what I can
8 a
remember.
year. So is that including like Boxing Day and that as well?
Yeah, I think it's Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year, the Easter ones, the May ones, and August. I think it's
Yeah,
8.
you're about right. So yeah,
Is that enough?
It depends because some people get 20 days leave a year. Do you get what I'm saying? That's not a lot. That's 4 weeks to an extent.
Yeah.
I get a lot more than that. So I get enough to keep me going through the year. Whereas some people, them 20 days, if you're thinking about like getting like a bit technical and off topic a little bit, but if you think if you've got children and you got to be off for the summer holidays, them 20 days ain't even touching a proportion of the summer holidays. So maybe they should like allow you to take those bank holidays off when you want to take them. That'd probably be another thing. So you get 20 days annual leave, but then you've got 8 days. Because don't forget, some people have to work a Boxing Day. Some people have to work Christmas Day. They don't get it off. So them bank holidays ain't even like they don't benefit from it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you're working like Like, say you go out for a Christmas meal, Christmas dinner somewhere, like a hotel or something, or even a hotel, they're
Yeah.
still open Christmas Day. So you don't get to spend time with your family. You don't get the day off. None of that. You might get a bit of pay, extra pay, but
I was gonna say, do you think that then makes it worthwhile to then have bank holiday in the first place? At least those people that have to work on it, not so much now, but they get extra pay.
not really, because money's just money, isn't it? That's just a number in the system. Like, it is, to be fair. Like, if
Yeah,
someone said
true,
to me,
true.
do you want to spend Christmas Day with your kids, or do you want to come and do this 10-hour shift? I'll be like, fuck them, forget the money. Like, I'd rather spend it with my kids, because you know, you only get, you don't know if that's the last Christmas you're gonna get with your kids. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I can go and earn that little 10-hour shift at any other point in the year or whatever, or when they're a bit older. But yeah, I don't know. I think if it was me, I would just say to people, look, you've got 8 bank holidays. You have to use 4 by July. You got another 4 you got to use by um, end of the year. So you can't use all 8 at once. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm.
You have to use for one half of the year, for the other half. To me, that's fair. Do you know what I mean? Support.
Okay. So just give everybody extra 8 days
Yeah,
off essentially, but you just use it
just choose
whenever.
them whenever. I
Mm.
think to me that'd be the best way. I don't know about you, but what do you think? You think that would work?
I'm in two minds because what's nice about the bank holidays is that certain times everybody is generally, well, I say everyone, most people are
Mm,
off. So if you're trying to do something, it's easier because, for example, you can arrange something on the. mm, Usually, you can arrange something unless you need public transport, because they lock it off. Or usually, but
mm.
that's quite nice. So, like Christmas, for example, you have to make arrangements, and then you know that everybody's going to be off on Christmas or Boxing Day. So if you really want to do something with people, then you can. And the same with, like, I like the May one as well. The second one in May, 'cause it's hot.
Yeah,
And if you want to do something, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like everybody wants that autonomy anyway. So just saying, look, here's your 8 days, take it whenever. But my fear is that people wouldn't take it. So that's why I think actually,
they
if you just
wouldn't
have
take it.
a day, yeah, you know what it's like with
Listen,
certain people just so wrapped up in things that not some people love to work, but some people just generally are fearful of taking time. Like in America, for example, where they get 2 weeks leave, generally speaking, but most people don't want to take it because their workplace is like, oh, we are paying you, so you sure you want to taking a piss a little bit, like taking
listen.
time off.
I hope I'm not going to say that actually, but all I'm going to say is, if you're entitled to something, take it or use it. That's it. Because if you
Mm,
don't use it, you
mm.
lose it. You know them one day where you gotta use it. And I get what you're saying. Like, some employers are like, they make you feel like
They
guilty.
guilt
Yeah, they
trip
make you
you.
feel guilty for using your
Yeah,
own annual leave that you're entitled to. But you know what I've learned over the years? Fuck it. Like, it's my annual leave. I'm taking it.
yeah, 100.
Unless there's a valid reason why I can't take the leave, I'm taking it. So the same should apply to your 8 days. You get what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's a no brainer, man. You should be able to take your leave. And I do get what you
Whenever
mean.
you
Some
want.
people work that hard, they don't take leave. Like, there's a woman I know. She told me the other day she's got like a full entitlement of leave, and her leave starts in May, I think, or June. So
Mm,
June, she's gonna have another 30 odd days or whatever it is. Things like 37 or something like that, 35 days. So she's gonna have
mm.
that plus whatever she's got, and you can only carry over so many. So she's gonna lose like a
Yeah,
lot of days
it's gonna
unless
lose
she
a
tries
lot.
to sell them back, and then you get paid the day rate. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah. But then you still lose out
yeah,
the
because you get
wage, so
taxed on it then.
might as well just take the day.
Go.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It
long.
should be OJ with the leather gloves on if she's not careful. But but yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's good to try and, if you want to try and plan things, and you want to try and, I don't know, do a barbecue and get like family around, or just everyone link up and do something. I think,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I
easier.
think 9 times out of 10 people try and just use the bank holidays for that. Because 9 times out of people, are off. Do you know what I mean? That there's always going to be people off at the same time. Then, whereas when you try and book something when everyone's working and like I can't do this time or I can't do that day. It
It's impossible.
everyone just stops trying to plan
Yeah.
things, isn't it? So that's a good point, to be fair. It is a good point, man. But listen, as long as they don't take away bank holidays.
No, I don't. Like I said, we have the least. Yeah, even thinking about it, we only had 10 last year because of obviously everything that was going on with the Queen. But other than that, we get 8, which is a bit mad. Even with the other system, like the French system, if they have a couple that fall on the weekend, they'll still probably get about 9 or 10. Still more, generally speaking. They love to work in this country, and well, yeah, it's a whole other debate. They love to make us try work, and some people don't love to work, but it's the way it
Do you know
is.
what I was thinking though? Just quickly before we move on, yeah, I was thinking because like obviously it's not just we just talk about Christmas, and again I was talking to someone about Ramadan and Eid and all of that stuff that's coming up, and that's not really classed as like a public holiday. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I know people that have to take like their annual leave to celebrate what is you know, their religious beliefs. That's like their big like, moment. You know what I mean? That's probably not the right term, but you know what I mean. It's like it's a big occasion for them. So should that not be now classed as like just like we celebrate is it St. Andrew's Day or something like that? Something to do like I don't know what that's to do with, and they're like George pancakes and all that, Andrew, and then there's Shrove Tuesday, and then you get what's the other one that I was just thinking of? Oh, St. George's Day. Like mad days like that where we kind of like make a big thing about. I'm not to say that we should do that for every like religious belief or nothing, but if we're celebrating one, surely religious holidays and all of that should be incorporated for all religions if we're doing it for one. I suppose what I'm saying. Or do we do that? I don't know.
It's complicated, isn't it? It's complicated because of
the country.
Why we even have them religious, how that intertwines with the country anyway, and how historically there was, you know, the links between religion and how the country is run and schools and the monarchy and all of that is confusing. And I feel like you just be causing more issues anyway, because for every person that would be really happy like us to celebrate and embrace that, there'll be 10 other people saying, oh, why are we doing that? We don't get bank holiday for St. George's Day and all of that. And it's just like, oh, so
it's mad.
But it's interesting you mentioned about the work thing though, having to take annual leave, because without going into too much detail, that question came up where I'm working now, where so obviously some people may struggle more than others if like you're living far in the kind of job that you're doing, and asking people to take annual leave for that is quite mad, if I'm honest with you. I'm just saying, like, and particularly again, without going into too much detail, if your workplace is not playing ball and saying you can finish a bit earlier or work from home or whatever, saying, listen, if you can't do what we tell you to do, you need to take your annual leave. It's a bit, and I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh yeah, like, I know this is happening, but I'm pretty confident that certain people are in that position where they're just getting told that, yeah, like, you just have to take the day off.
Wild,
you know what I mean? So it's my guess anyway. It's my guess.
It's wild though, man. But yeah, you make a good point. I didn't even think of it like that. That like 1 in 10 people will be happy. Do you know what I mean about celebrating? It was even yesterday. Watching the football, they stopped the game for like Kante, Koulibaly, you know, because they're fasting. Yeah, so I'm saying, so they had to have like a drink of water and all of that. And then I've seen this morning like people saying, "Oh, look at the state of this," and I just think, but these lot are like, that's their religion. Do you get what I'm saying? What do you want to collapse on the pitch?
What difference does it make? Yeah, like just 5 minutes.
These times you got man streaking on the pitch, and they're on the pitch for longer, delaying the game for longer. No one says a word, and these men are off the pitch for 2 minutes, taking a sip of water. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right, man. There's still like that kind of like negative like narrative around other religions, but if we're celebrating, like, look at London and other parts of the country, there's probably more Muslims or Buddhists or whoever in and amongst society now than there is Christian, or if not just probably the same. Do you know what I'm saying? So
It's time to
times
change.
are kind of changed, man. But look, man, still OJ with the leather glove on, so I'm not saying too much. I don't want to over cancel me or nothing like that. But yeah, no. Speaking of that as well, have you? I looked at this app here. This app, I don't know if you know about it. It's called and you might. I don't know if you got it down there, but I'd assume you would. The amount of places down there, but it's called Too Good to Go. Good app. I don't know why I'm plugging it, so I hope they give me some little promo code or something. But Too Good to Go.
What is
Too
it?
Good to Go, man.
You know, I ain't heard of this. I still don't even really understand what
Oh
Snapchat
shit,
is.
yeah, I forgot.
What's this?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
What's the
So
app? What's
Too
it
Good to
about?
Go is basically an app where like Starbucks or whoever, but most places are normally on there at some point. Like you'll get like Marks and Spencers or someone on there, yeah. And 9 times out of 10, like in the morning, they'll say like we've got like 16 remaining things that need to go by 12 o'clock. If you come and collect it, you can get it for like £2, rather than them throwing it
Let me
away.
just download this app.
Yeah, it's sick. Honestly, like up here, I mean, I don't use it, but I know people that do, and I push it to everyone. I just never get to use it because it's like sometimes it's mad hours. Like you've got to be there between 10:30, like in the morning. This is like 10:30 in the morning, but you got to collect it by like 10 to 11. So you got like a 20-minute window to get to Starbucks or get to wherever. But it's all good food, man. You get like magical, they call them magic bags, where like they'll literally like this is normally at the end of the day, they'll throw in like I don't know, like 6 sandwiches and something else, or you'll get like whatever's there. Do you know what I'm saying? As long as the food's wrapped up. My only worry is I'm fussy eater anyway, but if the food ain't wrapped up, I'm not eating it.
This is good.
Do you know what I'm saying? If it's like sandwiches that are wrapped up and all of that, I'll take them. But I remember once, what was it? It was like Subway had like just the bread rolls, not like any filling, just like the actual bread itself. You could go and get them, but they just sit on a shelf all day. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, how many people have walked past them?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
How many rats have been running through them?
Trust me, that's why if it's not wrapped up, I eat it. But what's your thoughts on like food waste, man? Because I think we're at a point now where obviously inflation's killing everyone. Even the rich are starting to moan about inflation. Do you think we're like a nation that just like wastes food, waste things?
Yeah, no, so much. It starts with the places you're talking about, the supermarkets and that. And it's good that they do that because obviously before they were throwing away food and saying, "Oh, we can't give it away because of was it health and safety and all of that bollocks." I think individually, see me personally, and everyone knows this true as well. I don't leave nothing on my plate. I cook. Even if I cook in bulk, I know exactly when I'm eating it, how I'm eating it. Even if it's starting to go a little bit, I'd scrape that mold
You
off. I
still
eat
eat
that.
it,
Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah. Because I've learned from my job that mold can't doesn't do anything unless you're eating massive quantities of it. So just like
Like,
some
you
people
kill
like
me.
one. When I listen back, I'll probably realize how mad that is. But like I don't know, like they have a loaf of bread and one slice has got a bit of mold on, so they throw the whole thing away and they say, "Ah, come on." Hey. Or the biggest one that I used to do, but I've learned
Go on.
is the sell by date. With thing is the day before or the day, and they just throw it away without even checking it.
Yeah.
Like you can still eat even like dairy products like eggs and things like and milk and whatever. You can still eat them like way past the sell by products. You just the use by and the best before. Some people don't even know that the best before is it's just a suggestive date. I know they're taking it off now, but it's like
You're killing me right now.
no, we waste bare food in this country,
Yeah.
and you realize like when I was in Jamaica, obviously a few years ago, you kind of realize how mad it is how we waste the food. Not that other countries don't waste it, but when you go shopping, they don't have things like rice on that day because it didn't come in. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just not there. Like there's no sugar that day, so you gotta like say, "Oh, can you put some aside for me?" And do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, that's my answer to your question. Yes, we we are the food wasters.
Oh.
But what's your stance on food waste? You telling the kids, you can't leave until your plate's clean.
Nah, you know what?
And they're crying in the plate and things.
Do you know what? No. Oh shit.
I don't condone any abuse.
You just took me back to my childhood, didn't it? That was what.
Yeah, that was mine as well.
Listen, I tried, man. I tried it with my own kids, and I said, because obviously, like my mum, she generally would bring out the day before's food if I didn't eat it, and like if I took the piss as well, and I'm talking fully, like if I said I didn't want it and I didn't touch it, that food came out the next day. Not every day, not all the time, but I think just one off to try and like just let me know, like, listen, you can't be wasting food in this house. It costs money and all that. And I tried it once with my kids, man, and I thought, nah, I can't do this, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to be fair, they don't really waste food, man. They every now and again they'll go, oh, I don't like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So me, I'll be like, okay, cool. I just know not to buy that again, or I know not to cook that again. But I'll be honest, like when you just mentioned then about like the bread, I'm a madness. If my bread has been sitting around for like maximum 2, maybe 3 days, regardless of how much is taken out the loaf, whether it's still soft or whatever, I can't make sandwiches with that. It has to be like fresh, like, and I'm talking fresh. So there's days.
But don't you reuse it?
No. I throw it in the bin. Like I threw like full on loaves that I've literally taken like 2 slices out, because then like maybe I've been out somewhere like all that rest of that week or whatever, or I don't really have toast for breakfast either. I have like a porridge or I have fruit or something. So the only time I have bread really.
Can I ask a question? Why have you got so much bread?
No. So I buy it because I can't not have it in. Because sometimes the kids throw me off in, and I'll go, no, I don't want porridge. I don't want cereal. I want toast.
No, that's
you know what I'm saying? So I've got to always have bread in, because one day they threw me off and I didn't have it, and I felt like an idiot in it, because I was like, I ain't got no bread, you know. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like OJ before Johnny.
Yeah, I had to go I literally had to go to the shop just for bread. So I thought, let me just always. So you always got bread in anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? But like anything, like even if something. This is going to be mad, actually. This might throw you off. Even if something, say, what's the date today? So it's the 5th. So even if like I had food and it said best before the 5th of April, I'd throw it away.
Why would you throw it away before checking it though?
I just throw it away, man. Like, time's passed. Your time's up. You gotta go in the bin.
And said the clock is done. Vecna has come.
But I'm trying to change. Like, I'm trying to because that's just waste, isn't it? Like you've just been saying, and it's like a lot of waste. And I try and buy. So what I used to do, I used to just buy loads of food, and then because the kids are in school now, they don't really eat much when they come in. They've had like their meals at school. They just have their dinner, and then like whatever else they eat over the weekend and whatever. But I used to buy like they were in the house all week, and then like. My wife, she just like has like her salads and whatever else, so I don't need to buy loads of food. You know what I'm saying? But I used to buy loads, and then half it, like we used to buy like because everything, and then come like the end of the week, I'm in like the fridge and the cupboards just throwing things out. So in the end, I said, you know what? Let me just buy what I actually need, or I'd buy like per day. I used to do that at one point. I just buy what I need for that day, but then I find I spend more doing that. So then I went back to the weekly thing, but now I've reduced it down. Now I'm not throwing away as much, and I plan my food. I think that another thing people should do is plan.
That helps.
Do you get what I'm saying? Plan what you're gonna eat. Cook if you're gonna cook for like a big meal, like you just said. At least you know you got your 2 or 3 days covered. Do you get what I'm saying? So I am trying, but yeah, the bread thing. Nah, even if do you know the worst thing is as well? You know, if someone leaves the bread open. And it goes hard. It doesn't go. It just goes hard. Cause that's the worst thing you can do to me. Because you know what? My bread has to be soft. Even if I buy the bread and it's not soft when I buy it,
just put it in the microwave.
In the microwave.
Or just put it in the oven with some butter on it.
No. It's gotta be.
It's done. That's it. It's dead to you. I said you're dead to me.
It's gotta be fresh, man. Man said because you know what? I think I've done it in the microwave when I was a kid. And if you leave it into, or you put it in, it's lovely and soft, yeah. And then you take it out of the
Yeah.
microwave, and you might just like put it on the side for like literally 10 seconds,
Go soggy
and
in
it's
it.
solid, like a rock.
Oh, when it cools
Yeah,
down.
it's like the crust is
Yeah.
like rock hard.
But hold on. How long do you put it in for? Like 5 minutes?
Look a
On
while in
full
there. I had
power?
to put it on a 900 watts.
No, man. It's 30
Yeah,
seconds. Just
man.
let it just warm. Or
Microwave smoking.
sometimes I just put it in the toaster for like a minute and a
Don't it
half,
go
and
like
then I
hard
just
though?
stop
It
it.
was like toasted a bit.
No, because it just warms it.
Nah, man.
But if you stop it before it turns to toast, anyway, it's toast, isn't it? Like toasted
Do you put you? I
toasted
got a
bread.
question for you actually. Do you put
Yeah.
your bread in the freezer? You're gonna say yeah.
So no. No. When I was buying bread, I used to. So I would, if I wasn't gonna eat it,
Mm,
then I would, because yeah, obviously I ain't got a kid, so I'm not getting for a loaf of bread
yeah, I
in a
suppose.
week, even with one or two people, is a bit mad. So I used to, but I make my bread now, innit? So
I
if I have bread,
swear,
yeah, either done it a few times in the oven, but usually in a bread machine if I have bread,
bro.
because you know why? Because when I was working, I did a workshop on high blood pressure and cholesterol,
Oh yeah.
and people that get like hypertension and strokes and that when I was doing the research and I was working with one of the nurses that treats all the people that have that. I think that was in 2016. That scared the shit out of
Yeah.
me, all of that stuff. So when we were going through like different products and stuff and ingredients, I was seeing how much sugar and salt and all kind of madnesses was in
There's
it. So
lots.
yeah, so that's when I just started just making my own. So obviously, I'm not saying if you eat
Man said
all the bread
you eat the
from supermarket, you're
Warburtons, you're
gonna get a
dead.
stroke. What? You're dead. No, but it's when you combine it with, if you have the like the sauces in the jars, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not even like a snobby thing, because it might feel like that, but although some people don't have a choice, like some people either don't have a space for a bread machine, like got the time to make bread. But if you add it up with, if you're going, because I was shopping Lidl and Aldi, and I just shop in all kind of places, but things like pasta in Lidl versus pasta in, I don't know, like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, even Waitrose, there's twice the amount of salt and sugar
I
content.
swear.
So what's happening is, yeah. So what happens is, if you're buying lots of those types of foods where you're not making it, it adds
Mm.
up. So even if you're getting a little bit, if there's places where you can cut back and not do that, it, in a long term, it will help. And if you do that for 20, 30, 40 years, you're going to get quicker to some kind of, you
Yeah,
know,
complication.
heart disease or something. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it really. But yeah, sorry to answer, because I don't answer questions direct in it. Yeah, definitely get it in the freezer. But the only issue is you can't defrost it and make a sandwich from it,
Yeah,
because
like that's
it's a bit, it's mad, and it's just wet. Like, it's got to go in a toaster, or like I said, in the oven with some butter.
man, listen. That's the only thing I'll waste. Anything else I try not to, but you see when it comes to my bread, it
Mm,
has to be soft. And to be fair, like I said, I don't have that much bread. It's only if I'm having like a sandwich
mm,
or a slice of toast every now and again. And even then, 9 times out of 10, it's fruit and porridge. But yeah, man, if I'm getting bread, yeah, Warburton's, the green one, the super toasty, whatever it's called.
wait, which one? Which
The
one's the
green
green one?
one's
I
like
don't
the
know.
thickest one I think you can get now. Like it's
Okay.
like doorstop, like toast. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? But
okay.
that or tiger
Yeah.
bread, man. Tiger bread's the best, but that don't last too long. But
Mm,
yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Yeah, but too good to go, man. Get that app. Anyone listening,
yeah,
get that
yeah,
app. Stop the food waste. Don't listen to me. Make sure you keep your bread. And yeah, that app's sick though. Like literally, like you can go on there. You go on there like particular times. If especially because like you commute quite a bit, you could like pick something up on the way home or the way to work,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
in there could be like free sandwiches or free salads or four whatevers. I'm saying
yeah.
like
It's a
four
good
pots of
point.
yogurt. So
Yeah.
whatever they got, they'll give you. Um, and then that does you for like the free lunches, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So
Mm,
it's
mm,
yeah, it's a good app, man. Definitely a good app to get, 100%.
yeah, I'm gonna jump on that. So good way to round off in it. Go get some food, or recommend it to someone that you know that need the food in it. So
100%,
yeah,
man.
man. Raw. What did we cover? What was it? So we had bread. naps on public transport.
OJ with the leather gloves.
OJ,
Literally.
but he still went prison for kidnapping anyway.
Yeah.
After
It's
all of
out
that,
now though, isn't it?
is he
Yeah, it's
out?
been out for time. It's been out for about 3 years.
Man spent all that effort avoiding prison to run up to someone with a shotty. And
Do you know the backstory behind that before we wrap up?
Wasn't it someone that stole his
His family. It was just like it was like his
medal
nephew or his cousin. Basically.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was his family. They
even
robbed
know.
a lot of his memorabilia and sold the memorabilia to get money. And obviously he's come out of prison. He ain't really got much. Or so I say come out of prison, but he was like, do you know what I mean? He was like needed to get money because he was obviously down and out. And he held him up, man. I mean, done a madness, went to prison. I remember watching his parole as well. I watched when he got his parole or whatever you call it over there, like his release. And all I could think of was OJ with the leather gloves, man. Because I was thinking, bro, as much as he got out, we know he done it. So he got away with. He literally got away with murder.
He got away with murder.
Yeah.
Man, what's the phrase?
Yeah. But yeah, crazy, man. But yeah, sick episode. Episode 4. Is it episode 4? Episode 4 now.
Yeah, episode 4.
Man.
Episode
4. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. They're on visuals now. We've got the visuals up and running. Episodes are out. So yeah, man, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, hit that notification bell as well on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're on there as well. Still haven't got the TikTok set up, man. I'm trying to. I want to get a TikTok set up, but I just don't want to be on there.
Gotta get one of them young guns.
Yeah. I might just set one up though, because I know that there's a community of people on there that will probably enjoy what we're talking about. So we're going to get that set up as well.
Yeah.
Instagram as well, all of that stuff. We'll be back next week with episode 5. OJ with the leather gloves, man. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week.
Peace.